Alrighty then, this is wildcard drop update 2. Let's get on with it. I have two entry in the bank. So Martinez, I still kept him because he will get 6 points and Villa's doing with the defense. And I think John Terry is doing fine work with the defenders lately. McCarthy, yeah, Southampton's defense is really good so far. After that loss against Spurs, they've sorted things out. Next up in the defense, Lamptey. Even if he has a knock, even if he doesn't play, he will play the next game, and that's why I kept him. He has great potential of attack. He can get crosses into the box. He can get assists, and that's it. Dallas, yeah, even if he doesn't keep clean sheet, I'm not really looking for Leeds to keep clean sheet. How Marcel Markel plays really high line, but the bottom is because he's cheap and he has great attacking potential. I think he's better than Alien just because he has more touches in the opposition box. And Alien's the one who's been dropping deep, like who's being with the central defenders tucking in with the central defenders, and Dallas the one who's been going in the attack more lately. Robertson, he wasn't my pick, but after talking to Block FPL Hangover, and Up in 90 Studios, and they've said Robertson, keeping Robertson is like keeping an extra midfielder, and I can be more flexible in the later stages when I make my transfers. And the Robertson will come in handy. So yeah. Kyle Peters, yeah, he has attacking potential, stuff like that. Next up is size and Marcel Markel. Marcel, I think. But Marcel has a knock, and size I think is better at being a threat. He can put headers into the box from set pieces, and when he gets clean sheets, he gets 2 bonus points. That was the deciding factor for me. Next up in the midfield, Grealish. He's everywhere in the pitch, left, right, center. He's the talisman of Aston Villa. He may be on penalties, but all that could be said about Barkley too. Let's see, but I think Grealish is the more dependable, reliable pick, and he is more consistent than Watkins or Barkley. Barkley had a spell. Remember last season, Chelsea 2 games, he scored like 18 points, but then he completely blanked. And so yeah, and with Watkins, he just had one return. Come on, just had one return. Can't just judge him by that. And Grealish is used to the intensity of the Premier League, and Watkins is just getting used to it. Next up is Pulisic. I think he will start. He is the explosive attacker. He did came off the bench in the last game for 10 minutes, and I think Lam will play because Hudson-Odoi isn't doing the work in the right flank on the left hand side. In the later stages, it will be Pulisic on the left, Ziyech on the right, Havertz on the center, and Werner up front. That's what Lampard's vision is. Salah, of course, he will be in my team. Why wouldn't he? He's the best Liverpool asset right now. Out of all the premium assets, he's been the one who's been consistently returning points. Next up is Bruno. I'm not sure about them. I'm not sure about him. I'm not sure about Man United. Their form's been lackluster recently. Even when Man United played badly. He did get some kind of returns and penalties. Penalties are on his side. He get them all. He gets penalties every single match, and he gets some kind of return even if he plays badly. Next is Son. I brought him in before the 2 price rises, so I got some team value there. Son is the obvious pick, right? Everyone's been doing KDB to Son because KDB is injured, and with this team, with KDB out, it helped me to decide what my final team is. And Son is probably will be in it instead of Kane, because Kane's the one who drops deep and Son is the one who goes up front in the central position. And I don't know how Gareth Bale will impact the system. I don't think he will change it that much. I think he will mostly stay in the wide. I don't know, but I don't think he will mess with Son's rhythm that much. Next up in the forward lines, DCL, Calvert-Lewin, he will stay. He's been banging in the goals every single week. He's in formidable form. He will stay in my team. He's been here since the start. I don't plan on losing him anytime soon. Next up is Brewster. It's such a nice thing that he got that Premier League move that we all wanted. He's the best option in that 4.5 range. And Sheffield United needed that clinical edge, that striker who could finish up the chances. They needed a goal scorer. They have it now. I don't think he will be benched. I'm 90% sure. Why would he? They spend like 24 million, their record signing, and why would he rot on the bench? That doesn't make sense. And I will start Brewster in my starting 11 this game week 5. Next up is Antonio. I wanted a West Ham attacker just because of their form, and fixtures don't matter recently, just because how inconsistent all the teams have been. The defense, all the defense in all of the teams aren't in consistent form. Antonio's fixtures are tough, but I think West Ham are kind of fixture proof right now because how they're beating big teams recently, and the teams they should have lost against, but they won just because of their new system and the organization. And I think Antonio is the target man of the team. He's even good in the air. He's strong. He can push aside defenders, and he scored a goal. My transfer plans in the latter stages of the season could be Aguero coming into my team if he plays like regularly and he gets into that scoring position and he scores some goals. He might come in for Antonio or even Brewster if he doesn't play well, and I might dump Fernandes for another midfielder like Trossard, and I might dump Robertson because I'm not sure about the Liverpool defense with Adrian in goal. So that's my transfer plan if Aguero does well. So yeah, that's been it. Hope you enjoyed it. I wish I get a green arrow in game week 5. It's been a long time since I've got a green arrow. Hopefully this wildcard team works for me. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it if you did. And see you next time. Good riddance.